glad to be back. We got another episode of Sis Glow Up. Like, it's everything.
Yes, yes, it is. I'm so excited. Like, from our last time, I was all into like selling Tampa. Like, I never even heard of that show until you brought it up.
Yeah, no, first off, I enjoyed watching those ladies. I also enjoyed the Selling Sunset. I told you I watched both franchises.
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah, and
was
I'm
really good.
I'm still yet to watch that. I got caught up in 90 Day Fiance since we last did an episode.
Oh, okay. Well, look, well, we gonna have to talk about that. But tonight we have been we're excited to talk to you all about this topic because I think that it's something that every new entrepreneur or even some seasoned entrepreneurs have had to deal with during their time, right?
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So even though we're going to talk about like our personal experience, the whole gist of it is to encourage you and to tell you to keep going, to keep pressing, and you're not alone on this road.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so Renita, you want to let them know what we're chatting about tonight?
We're talking about people's attempt to minimize our efforts. Like, first of all, anytime you step out to do something, to start a business or something of your own and a brand, that takes courage within itself, And I've
That's right.
learned that, my idea of how things were gonna go it did not match reality. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh, when I started a podcast, I have like 1,000 people on my personal Facebook alone. I'm like, oh, everyone's gonna listen. This is gonna be, amazing and blah this and blah that. And then when I started, I was just like, it was like one person, like cricket, like
Right, right. I mean, it was funny when Renita and I we were talking a little bit earlier, and I was sharing with her an instance of what happened to me, with a friend, surprisingly. And I'll keep it brief, but I'll basically say that I was speaking about the fact that I had a vendor event for Lavish Looks. And this particular friend basically said, oh, I didn't know that when you started this shit that, this was like a legitimate business. And I'm like, oh,
hold
please
up,
hold. Please
right.
hold. So I have to take the time to like, let them know. Like I'm like, Miss Metchi and Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi are subsidiary brands of the Blueprint Media Company, which is a registered business. I have my LLC. I'm as legit as I can go as far as with what it is that I do. And it took me aback because I'm like, this is someone that's supposed to be your friend. And you would think that that would be one of the last things that they would say. But it was unfortunately all too common since I've been on my road of entrepreneurship since January of 2019. As far as on the media side, I had a whole event planning business that was also registered, that was also an LLC business. I filed taxes on it and did all of those things. So I'm just like, the funny thing about it was that, this particular person that was saying it, they also have a business that is not 100% legitimized because there's still some steps that need to be taken to make that person be legitimate as far as their business is concerned. But I've ran into it a lot of times. And Renita, I know you shared that you kind of had some situations where people kind of tried to down your business as well.
Right. I think it's more so no one understanding because when I started, I was making wreaths, and what even started that is just to share a little something personal. I like struggled with depression like real hard, um, like silently for maybe 4 years, and it didn't really come out until like that fifth year when it got really bad. So during like right after my like inpatient or whatever, and I completed the program or whatever,
Hmm.
I went on YouTube and I was interested in somebody, making a wreath or whatever. So I started making them and started selling them. Now nobody understood it, like my close circle didn't understand it, but they
Yeah.
supported me because they hadn't seen me smile and be myself in such a long time.
Right.
So then when I started doing that, then it kind of transitioned to a blog, because I low key always wanted to be a journalist. That was my
Okay.
dream job as a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, and then by starting the blog, I was able that was kind of like a way of therapy too. And I connected with some people that kind of resonated with my struggles. You know what I'm saying? Like not feeling comfortable with me, feeling I was defective, like, and then I feel like, oh, I'm I'm not alone in this. And so I'm like, how many people out there felt like me, where they were alone, in how they felt? And so then it grew, and it grew, So as it was growing, I just felt like some people who knew my personal struggles,
Yeah.
kind of was like, okay, she's doing something that made her happy. That's why I said my reality didn't fit, my idea of how things were going to happen as far as support, because I was just like, people know my story, so,
Right.
people that I know will be inspired. It ain't like they not happy for me, but it just be little things where it's just kind of like little questions like, well, you still doing that? And what made you do that? I don't
Right. Yeah, how
understand
your
that. Like,
little
how you
business
make
going?
that? Right.
How your little business going? I hate that. I hate it. And you brought up something when you and I were talking, Renita, about basically, I'm trying to remember exactly what you said, but it was essentially like people kind of, they'll look at your page or they'll like bring something up to you, but like there's never any likes, never any shares or anything of that sort. And Renita and I felt like that it was really important for all of our listeners to like really just kind of bring to light some of the adversities that you will experience, as an entrepreneur, being doubted, having people kind of question what it is that you're doing. I can remember when I transitioned from doing event planning into media. I'm enthralled with media now, but it kind of fell on my lap a little bit
Mhm.
when it did happen. And when I decided to do the show and I decided to showcase entrepreneurs, creatives, artists, different things of that sort, everybody was like, what are you doing? Or why are you doing that? And it was immediately met with a more disdain than support. And that's honestly my experience. But I thought that after, being in the game for a few years, you know what I'm saying, that those type of comments or those types of lines of questioning would be a little bit different. And I found that it's probably even worse now than it was before. But I mean, I can go back to that conversation that just happened just recently, and I'm just like, why do I even have to explain the fact that I have a legitimate business? Like, why do I have to break this down to you? Are you rude? Do you not have any type of tact? I didn't really understand where it came from. Um, but Renita, I'm kind of understanding that like people only want to see you, I guess, in the realm of how they've seen you before, right?
Right. And what I was also thinking, like to piggy off, of course, what you were saying, their definition of success is different from ours. And I had to learn that once you define what success looks for you, it doesn't really matter about the opinions of what people feel like, how they define success for you. First of all, you shouldn't be defining success for anybody but yourself, but that's not relevant.
Okay.
It's not reality. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, I feel like when we do grow, we're in the 10K and 25K, 30K follower, then it won't be, oh, your little business. It'll be a share. It'll be a like. And I saw a meme the other day that said, there are just some people that don't want to be a part of the build up. They just want to be a part of the end result. So,
Mm,
and so I
that
feel
part.
like when you're on this journey of climbing, you get to see your ride or dies. Like there are times where I would be on like my live with my key people, you, my mom, my sister, every time I go live, and my cousin, every time I go live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I know that when I reach a certain plateau, I know who rocked with me when I was struggling. You know what I'm saying? And really, it's
Yeah.
not a struggle. It just means when I was climbing. So I changed my verbiage, right? I used to see it
Right.
as a struggle. I used to see it as nobody, still needs,
Why would
like,
they care?
right. And so I changed it to no, it's not a struggle, it's a climb. I'm climbing. You know what I'm saying? And I track my own numbers. So even if I got one more follower or one more subscriber than I had last month, that's a climb. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And I'm growing a loyal followership. And you can do a lot with a little people. Small
Yeah.
churches do it all the time, honey.
The crazy part about it is I remember when I was first starting out, I was that person that used to tag like people on like my live for the Blueprint. It was the Blueprint radio at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And people would make slight comments like, if you're tagging me and 99 other people, that's not marketing, that's not that. And I understood what they were saying. But then when I started to land celebrity guests, then I had people, I mean, every week, since the inception of my show, I've told people, drop your businesses in the comments. I want to connect with you. Somebody wants to connect with you. Someone needs what you have to offer.
Right.
And, last year when I interviewed 112, everybody dropping the comments. Now they want to do that. And I'm just like this. I've been saying this shit for 2 years. 2 years. But you wanted to wait until you felt like that it was somebody of some type of level, and even like a friend that, let me not say a friend, an acquaintance, but because I need you to know that these people have been downgraded. They are acquaintances. But she said, "Oh, how your little business doing?" And I told her, I was like, "Don't ever say anything little associated with me. I'm not a little woman, and I don't do little things. Everything that I do is big." So I had to check it. But this person had never shared, never liked, never did anything. And as soon as 112 came on the show, they all in the comments, "Hey, da, 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 da." I'm like, what? Like, I've been doing the show for a minute now, and it's like, it's offensive. And Renita, I like what we were talking about before about how people don't really see some of the, we won't call it struggles, but we'll call it some challenges that we may go through as entrepreneurs. So when someone comes and they are kind of down in your business or trying to, I call it trying to little bow wow your business, that it's not a good feeling.
Right. And I think what I think we also mentioned this offline, like the fact that it's called a small business is what kind of aids to, them minimizing your efforts. So I wanted to actually look up the actual definition of a small business, just so people can know that just because it's called small doesn't mean it's actually small. It's just in comparison to the bigger, like the bigger giant. That's all.
Exactly.
I think it's based up. I'm gonna read it. So it says,
Let us know.
but just what is a small business? Is it based on a company's number of employees or sales? Is it defined by the sale of individual business locations or the size of the company that owns these locations? So it says no matter how we define small businesses, there's no question they drive economic growth and are created the way most businesses are, as small startups. So they're saying to many, a small business is based on the amount of money it makes and number of employees of its business locations. But the definition of size aligns with the SBA, which is the Small Business Administration definition of a small business. So where's the definition? It defines small business by firm revenue ranging from 1 million to over 40 million, and by employment from 100 to over 1,500 employees. For example, according to the SBA definition, a roofing contractor is defined as a small business if it has annual revenues of 16.5 million or less. But an asphalt shingle and coating material manufacturer is defined as a small business if it has fewer than 750 employees. So I say all that to say small is not you're
It's not
broke.
small at all.
It's not like you're not, accruing income. It's just based on a criteria. So it would, and I feel like when people put that small bit, there's a lot of millionaire small businesses out there. So it's nothing little about a small
You said
business.
16.5 million. Like that's a pretty high number for, a business like myself or, other people that may sell things. Cause I'm like, I ain't touched 16.5 million. If I did, y'all wouldn't see me. Bye. But
Yeah.
I think that, like, the we've agreed that we both kind of had some situations like this and we've seen it, we're aware of it, and I think, part of the Sis Glow Up is really just like talking about different ways that we can kind of maneuver through those situations, and how can we, kind of get over that hump when we, people say things to us like that, or they're coming like, how's your little business, and they're, immediately trying to minimize what you're doing. I think that it would be best, Renita, like, we should give them some tips on how they can get around it. What do you think?
Number one, learn what your brand is. Just like we have to personally figure out who we are, learn what your brand is, learn where you want it to go, be confident in that idea, be confident in that purpose. And why I say to build confidence in that, because no matter what, anyone says, or no matter what, any type of way someone try to deter or try to minimize your dreams, you're so confident in that. Okay, that's just your opinion. Just like if you're confident in who you are, girl, why you got them leggings on? You don't care because you confident that you look good.
That's right. That's right.
In what you're doing. So I feel like confidence is the main key. Have a solid foundation. Have that brick stone foundation in your business and believe in you.
That's
Any
right.
time that a person that you feel should believe in you is not, take that energy and put it towards you. The same energy you use for feeling sorry about it, take that energy and reserve it to celebrate you.
That's right. I mean, I totally agree with that. And I mean, what I would definitely add to it is that, I mean, because the confidence is the big piece, right? And I agree with that, Renita. I think that that's, hell, you kind of stole mine too. But no, having that confidence, and then the thing about it is that when you are passionate about what it is that you're doing, maybe this might be a little combative, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't be afraid to put someone in their place when it comes to what you do. I had to provide a little brief, history and information and knowledge of, like, let me let you know that I know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of the times, the people that are the most critical of what you have going on, or they have so much to say and so much that they want to try to offer to you, they don't even 100% have their stuff together. Like, I'm just like this. Did you file your taxes? Are you keeping up with your accounting throughout the year, or do you just rush to do it before you get it to your tax preparer? Like, what is it that you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you even, you're still a sole proprietor, you're using your social security number? Oh, okay. Don't be afraid to let somebody know, you know what I'm saying, what it is that you're doing, because again, we put in blood, sweat, and tears. And my corporatepreneurs, okay, the people that go to work Monday through Friday or whatever your schedule is, and then you still come back and you give that same energy to your business. Don't let anybody talk down on anything that you have going on. Me personally, I'm not afraid to put somebody in their place if they're speaking about something I'm so passionate about, because these brands you see behind here, that's me. That's a
Right,
part of me. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I think, along with having that confidence, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely being able to let somebody know, like, what it is and what you do, and standing firm on that, that's going to be something that will help you combat when somebody is trying to minimize your business, your brand, your initiative, your creation, your music. I mean, this is not just for entrepreneurs. You have artists and stuff out here that they'll be like, your music sucks to them, but there's somebody that needs what you have going on. They want to hear what you got going on. So that's my little 2 cents.
But I love that. And you have 2 points that I want to raise, and I was trying to remember because I was listening. Number
I'm
one,
sorry.
when you went into no, I want to make sure I remember. Number one, like for Ari Lennox, she's getting discouraged because she's not getting the feedback. She's working harder, or just as
Yeah.
hard as the next artist, but because she's not the it thing, or she's not fitting in whatever is trending, she's struggling and she's getting discouraged. So it's not just limited to us, us small people, quote unquote. Everyone gets discouraged, and that's why you have to be confident in what you do. And I feel
That's
like
right.
she just has to have the confidence that in her music that is touching somebody, and she has a fan base. I love her. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too.
Like, and not to pay attention to the awards and the accolades. Like, sometimes I feel like we get mixed into that because we see these larger content creators, and they're getting this and they're getting that. They're getting free, companies reaching out and da 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 da. And it's just like, I feel like that should be more of a motivator. Like, okay, okay. Well,
Like, I can do it too.
I can do that too. So that's another way. I feel like it's all about perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because all these large content creators did not start that way. All these musicians did not start that way. People
That's
have
right.
been, I know people that don't really hit fame until like late 30s, early 40s, and they have been singing their whole life since church. Very
And
seldom do
yeah.
people get discovered early like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shop at Soap Bomb Tresses to fulfill your hair beauty needs, as we bend 100% human hair in custom made wigs. We also provide all textures and lengths to bring out the bomb in you. To keep up with our latest products, sign up on our newsletter at sobombtresses.com and follow us on IG at sobombtresses or Bree Sobomb.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Miss Metchi, checking in, reminding you to shop my exclusive collection, Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi, where we've got shades and everything that you need to look fly. Oh, and we also offer accessories. So ladies, put a little bit of razzle dazzle in your collection today. Be sure to shop with me and follow on social media at Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi. Grab your products today at missmetchi.com/shop.
I mean, when you think about a lot of the people that are CEOs, they're, older, like the ones that we know, Walt Disney. I mean, his stuff didn't start popping until later on in his life. And, I think another thing is just making sure that, like, even when people are speaking to you like that, because this is the thing, if you got some people around you that just speak their mind and they just blurt stuff out, you have to really just continue to be encouraged, even on those days where you're not winning. Like, I will share something personally, with my brand, with Lavish Looks. Like, I was at a place where, things had kind of hit a little bit of a stalemate. I was just like, you know what, maybe I should just give it up. Screw this. I'll, wholesale the rest of my stuff out, be done with it. And I was like, you know what, that is discouragement seeping in. So I have to do what I can to stay encouraged. How can I refresh? How can I, update my marketing? What can I do? So when you are not succeeding the way that you want to, when people are naysayers about your business or whatever you have going on, you have to continue to keep being encouraged and continue to keep being inspired. Like I literally Renita was on the phone with me this week. I said, you know what? It's hella snow outside. I'm about to go and play in the snow with my Lavish Look stuff, and it got a little bit of reception. I got some, the views were coming in, the website, all that other stuff. I had to get creative about those things. So, because the reality of it is that most people will try to say your little business or anything when they feel like that they haven't had the success, or they don't see the success from it that it could possibly go, or versus other big brands like Renita was talking about. You got to still do it anyway. You can't stop because of that, I think the biggest thing, Renita, is just not stopping in your season when you're not winning the way that you want to.
Right, but you're still winning because you're still learning. Because here's the thing, even if it's a failed attempt, you know what not to do. It's still a win either way it go, and just going back to that end result, like people like, oh, Beyonce wasn't always Beyonce. People didn't take Beyonce serious at one point. They was blaming her for the demise of the group. She's this, she's that, she's blah, and then now people wondering why she don't do interviews. Because if you go back in the day, I know why she don't do interviews, because I've been following her since Destiny Child, because people used to eat her alive.
They would.
So that's why she controls it now. But that's not the point. The point is, Beyonce didn't start off as Beyonce. We're sitting here and we're glorifying everyone's end result, but we don't know what they had to do. She sacrificed her whole childhood to be right where she at. You know what I'm saying? It's sacrifices people make. I would like to sleep. I sacrifice time with my husband. I sacrifice sleep. I sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a sacrifice when you're doing entrepreneurship. And if I'm going to sacrifice these things, I'm going to make it count.
That's right. It's got to work. We have no other choice.
Right. So the energy that I'm spending feeling sorry for myself, I could be spending the energy trying to be innovative, trying to be more inventive. Okay, if this don't work, okay, let me do this. If that don't work, let me do that. But you also said another point that I wanted to piggyback on. Mm-hmm. When you mentioned people that have 9-to-5s and their businesses, there is a little tension within the small business sector for the ones that quit their job and just went for it, and then the people that work and do their business, because the people that quit their jobs is like, you're not stepping out on faith enough, you're not da. Why are we demeaning people that still have jobs? I need steady income,
multiple income. I need multiple. Yes, I'm gonna go to work. Yes, I'm gonna come back and do my business. I might start something else. I need all of the money that I can get legally and within my means. Like,
right, until I get the point where I can afford my health insurance and build up my own 401k and stuff, I'm fine with the primary and the side hustle. Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. It's just, it's just the thing about it is that we just can't go around trying to make people small.
Right.
That's not our job, and it's just like, if you are someone that's listening in, you're doing music, you have a business or whatever the case is, and someone around you is trying to make you feel small, you got to find a way to block that out. We can't even call it hateration, because I can say that I've had some people that have legitimately asked questions because they were more so wanting to maybe possibly save me from myself, but I'm like, this is not your vision, it's mine. So I got to do this for me.
Exactly, exactly. And for those who, excuse me, what's going on? And for those who quit their job, and went, kudos to you, and it worked out. That's awesome. That was, and people who the other way around, I wouldn't quit my job as you. Once again, don't minimize what they did, because you know how much effort that takes to just walk out on faith with no income and just go for your dream. Either way, it's courageous. You know what I'm saying? And I think,
Absolutely.
and I think the problem with people and things that they say is they don't really know how weighted their comments are. People just be talking. But
Yeah.
do you know that you can speak life or death in someone's situation by just talking? Do you know
Right.
some people have been saved from suicide because somebody spoke life to them within the second that they were contemplating it?
Yeah.
I hate to have went that deep, but that's how deep it is when we spew things out of our mouth unintentionally. We're just saying some stuff. Do
That's
you
right.
know
That's right.
some people are on the verge of closing their business because of lack of support and because of your little business, your little business, your little business, your little business,
Right.
and
Or the people that got mad at the ones that started businesses during COVID. Like, girl, man, sir, why are you so mad, because somebody else
right,
is choosing to do something for them? Like, it's just the biggest thing with this topic is being able to block out anything that is not in alignment with your journey. That I think that's what it comes down to. If it doesn't align, you don't take that in. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to listen to those people or take it to heart. You can hear them, and then you keep on with your mission, because whatever it is that your destiny is, whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing with yourself, that is for you. It's not for anybody else but you.
exactly. And then the flip side of that, some people, like I said, just don't understand what you're doing. It's not that they don't love you; they just don't understand what you're doing, and you have to take that with a grain of salt. That's when you have to be kind of honest with yourself. But let me tell you a secret: for all the people that don't understand what you're doing, there is a world of people who get it. There's a world of people you can connect with. I feel like if we're going back to pointers, the best way to connect with your like-minded people, go on Facebook group, type in blog, type in podcast, type in music
Art.
artist, type in actress, and it is so many groups that you can join of like-minded people that will give you pertinent information on how to climb up. Find your circle. Find
That's
your
right.
circle of the people that do understand so it balances out the people that don't.
And stop getting mad at your family and friends and go network with a stranger.
Yes,
Stop,
yes,
stop, stop expecting that. Your family and friends gonna get tired of you and whatever it is you got going on. Go find your tribe. Go find your tribe. I mean, Renita, honestly, I think that that's the biggest thing. Like, when I stopped trying to appeal to the people that I knew, I opened it up to people that I didn't know, and the people that I did know, they circle back around. They want to circle the block, and I'm like, baby, we done peeled off. Gotta go. We're not here anymore. And I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that we talked about this, and it's kind of it's a little bit of a healing factor to really speak about it, because we've all been there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm,
and then it seemed like that when somebody says something to you, it's when you're in the moment where it's like you're still building or you're still trying to do stuff, and it's like, why are you coming trying to tear down my foundation? I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's important to have these conversations, because no matter how successful you have been, you've been doubted at some point, whether if you knew it openly or not.
right. And another thing, be okay with a no. Do you know how many times I've reached out for stuff, or and some people may have said no, and some people not may have not responded, but I learned to not take those no personal, because not every no is a definite no. Some no's is a not right now. I noticed that people that weren't available earlier. Now that, because you have to always understand that people do got their own stuff they're going through, and some people are not open about that. Some people can't say, "Nah, baby, I can't be on your podcast right now. I got stuff going on," but they'll reach back out to you later and be like, "Hey,
Is that
maybe
opportunity still
right,"
available?
because we have to remember we're still on God's timing. So just because you didn't get that yes at that moment, that doesn't mean that it's a definite no. Some things are definite no's, and that just make you go to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? There are billions of people on earth. So one person that is not available at the time or at all, there are a billion other people you can reach out to there. And with social media, with LinkedIn and Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, I have come across so many awesome. I have a friend in Canada thanks to social media. Canada. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's a whole world out there, and it's at our fingertips. It's
That's right.
literally at our fingertips. You know what I'm saying?
Social media helped me expand the blueprint, like the blueprint radio, the blueprint live, like where people were from other states were wanting to come on my show and like reaching out to me. And I mean, that was like, for me, that was the point where I was like, man, all this hard work has been paying off. So, I mean, of course, look, we Renita and I could talk about this for hours, but I really, Renita, of course, as always, I enjoyed this conversation, and anything that we can do to make sure that our sisters is out here glowing up, that's what it's all about.
And see, the glow is from within. It's not from outward. There's a story that always resonated with me, and I'm gonna paraphrase it because I don't remember verbatim. But the whole point is, it was this person looking for a special quality. Somebody was told them like, it's this special thing that's just gonna catapult you, and it's only specific to you. And this person was looking from it from this location, from this person in this block, and they went back to the person and said, I can't find this special thing. And it was like, well, it was hidden somewhere. Well, I knew you never would have looked. And then and the person was like, well, where is it? I hid it inside of you. We're always looking for things outside of us when we have everything we need inside of us. God has equipped us with everything that we need, but I don't know if it's just human nature to think that it's someone out, it's going to be from outward. If you have, if it's help that you need from a person can look at your spirit and attract to your spirit and say, honey, let me help you with that. Pay attention to those little things. You know what I'm saying? But you have what it takes. Just in case you're not sure, you have what it takes. And there are a million makeup artists. There are a million content creators. And like I always say, when my husband told me when I was afraid to step out and do this platform, I said, do you know how many bloggers and stuff that's out there? He said, yeah, but there's no blogger out there like you. You're your own blogger, which helps with Be Your Own Kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're your own blogger. What can you bring to the table? I bring me. I take that from Stars.
Okay. I bring me.
Yes, I love that. I bring me. What do you bring to the table? You bring
me.
You. Yes.
I am the table. I'm the table.
Exactly. Exactly. Period. So be encouraged, man. Be encouraged, sis.
Stay encouraged.
Yeah.
Because it ain't about being encouraged. You was encouraged when you started your business.
Exactly.
But you got to stay encouraged. So when them people talking crazy to you and they come up to you and ask you about your little business, you tell them this is a big business and we doing big things. And there's nothing but more big things that are coming my way. Because there's power in the tongue. So you have to speak that over your business. If you are a business, you got e-commerce and you ain't sold nothing or whatever the case is, you still not done. Your mission is not complete. It just means that you need to do a little bit of revamping. So, girl, don't get me to preaching. Look,
I know, but it's money out there. I know a girl. I saw a girl on 90 Day Fiance became a millionaire. Do you want to know what she was selling? Pictures of her feet, and she farted in a jar. People were buying jars with her fart inside. Millionaire. It's money out there.
It was a girl on OnlyFans that was acting like a dog. So she was eating out the dog bowl. She was on all fours. She was catching frisbees with her mouth, all types of stuff. She was a multi-millionaire just during COVID. So it's a lot of weird folks out here too. So be wary. But yeah,
the point is money out there. You just gotta grab your audience. Once you grab your audience,
That's
It's
right.
unstoppable. I went to a and I know we closing up, but I went to a birthday party. It amazed me. That's when I had to hop out of my pity party because I was a little pity when I saw this. I went into the birthday party
Yeah,
and all her friends on the back of their jacket had her website to her blog. And I said, that's the circle that I want. And I
that's your tribe.
prayed for that circle. You know, and I'm loving my supporters. I'm loving my followers because for one person that don't understand, there's five that do. And
That's right.
that's also an encouragement. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't look at who's not, but look at who is. That's like you invite 100 people to a party, 99 people come and one don't, so your party sucked. No, they just missed out on an incredible event. Hang out with the people that rock with you and don't worry
That's right.
about the ones that don't. Like we said, they'll come along. They'll come along. And then at that point, it's up to you to decide if you want to open the door and let them back in.
I agree. I agree. Well, sis, this topic was really, really good. We've got more to come. So we hope that you all are enjoying Sis Glow Up so far. We need to let them know where they can find the Sis Glow Up podcast.
Well, right now it is on BeYourOwnKind.com, but it's also going to be on the Blueprint Media's YouTube channel and the BYOK platform YouTube channel. You think we should make a Sis Glow YouTube channel?
I mean, I don't know. We got to see what the people want, honey. We have to see what the people want.
Right. And if you guys have a topic that you guys want us to talk about, just let us know. Next time we're talking about surviving relationships, right?
Ooh, goodness gracious. We are. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that series. I think that it's going to be really great and we're going to get into some really deep conversation personally.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. And until next time, keep going.
Keep going, stay encouraged, y'all. I'm Miss Metchi. You can follow me everywhere at Miss Metchi. That's MZMETCHI. I would love if you could listen to the Blueprint Live too. Add me on your list. Go follow. I'm available on all platforms, and I love y'all. Just continue to stay uplifted during everything. Okay, no matter what you're doing.
Exactly. Everything. www.beyourowntime.com. You'll find everywhere I'm at on that one website.
Go to the site, y'all.
I'm not as consistent as Miss Metchi, where she has like the same. I'm talking about like the same tag on all the social media. I'm a underscore here. I'm a 24 there. I'm a Be Your Own Kind was taken, so I have to keep.
Y'all better just go to her link tree. Period.
Exactly. So I made a link tree on Instagram, which is BE_Your Own Kind, and that's where you can find me because all my social media is not.
But look, it all roads lead to the Be Your Own Kind. So we want to thank everyone for tuning in with us. If you are watching this video, share it. Okay, you can even share it if you're listening. Reshare.
Yes.
Reshare. So we love y'all, and until next time.
Bye.